Times the referees ruin the NBA. The referees are part of every NBA game, and just like the players, they can have a bad day at work. The players and fans often expect the refs to be perfect in their job, which is, you would agree, impossible. So when the heat goes down, we as fans can all understand that, but there are times when the refs make such ridiculous calls that NBA fans have problems with them even decades later. So in this video, we'll look back at 5 times the refs went too far. LeBron James for a potential game winner over the Celtics. We're starting with the most recent case, which happened at the beginning of 2023. The Lakers were visiting Boston to face the Celtics, who had the best record in the league at the time. It was a tied game, and the Lakers got the final possession with 4.1 seconds left on the clock. LeBron James picked up the ball, took on 3 defenders as he raced to the basket, and put up a layup that careened away from the basket as regulation ended with the score tied at 105. The situation seemed to be that, until a replay review revealed 2 glaring problems. First, James quite clearly traveled on his way to the hoop as he dealt with 3 defenders draped over him. But even more egregiously, Boston's Jason Tatum took a massive windup and smacked James right on the forearm as he was about to release the ball, which is why it ended up so far off the mark. Neither of these was called by the refs, who waved the game into overtime, and we witnessed one of the funniest reactions LeBron ever had on a call. Boston went on to win 125-121, despite 41 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists from James, thanks to the NBA referees' mistakes. KD saves the ball from the parking lot. The next one comes from the Western Conference Finals back in 2019. The Houston Rockets were taking on the Warriors on the road after the 2 teams had just gone 7 games in the Western Conference Finals the season prior, and there was a legitimate belief that Houston's unique style would be enough to end the Warriors' dynasty. With just about 30 seconds left in overtime and the game tied at 132, Kevin Durant drove hard with his left hand before James Harden snuck a hand in and poked the ball loose. Durant continued pursuing the ball, and Houston's PJ Tucker dove to recover it, and the ball leaked into the corner near the baseline. Durant had already taken 3 steps out of bounds and was blatantly over the line when he smacked it over to his teammate Klay Thompson, who swung it to an open Steph Curry for the go-ahead basket with just 22.2 seconds left. It's simply unbelievable how the refs didn't call that once, with KD being completely out of bounds. Luckily for the Rockets, Harden nailed a game-winning 3-pointer with just 2.7 seconds left, and the missed call came to be nothing. But still, it's hard to find a more obvious oversight in NBA history than this one. Joey Crawford ejects Tim Duncan for smiling. In 2007, the Dallas Mavericks and the San Antonio Spurs were some of the best teams in the league. And given the fact that both teams were from Texas, these games were highly anticipated. The Spurs were led by Tim Duncan, one of the most unproblematic superstars in the league's history. Duncan picked up an offensive foul in the 3rd quarter and went to sit on the bench. Smart coaching by Greg Popovich. On the very next play, Crawford spotted Duncan laughing on the bench and assumed that he was laughing at him and hit him with a technical foul. Duncan could do nothing but smile at the encounter and go back to watching the game from the bench. Then, lightning struck twice. The Spurs were called for a foul on defense a minute later, and Duncan started laughing, seemingly in disagreement with the call. Crawford didn't hesitate to give him his 2nd technical and throw him out of the game. Duncan retired with almost 1,400 games under his belt, and that was the only one from which he was ever ejected. Joey Crawford again. If you thought that was a funny one from Crawford, check this one. In 2005, the defending champion Detroit Pistons and the Miami Heat met in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Pistons led by 3 points with less than 20 seconds left in Game 7 until the head referee, Joey Crawford, decided to get in on the action. The veteran referee was hustling down court to keep up with the Heat, who were in transition. Dwayne Wade whipped the ball ahead to Damon Jones, who ran toward the corner and then made a hard pivot backward. Crawford, still busting down the sideline, ran right into the Heat player's chest and then hilariously called a foul on Chauncey Billups, the nearest defender, as if he had committed the foul. The ego-saving decision by the head whistle didn't come back to haunt the Pistons, who won the game 88-82 and advanced to their 2nd straight NBA Finals, where they fell to the San Antonio Spurs in 7 games. But given the stakes in the situation, it's one of the most hilarious calls, and also one of the biggest NBA referee mistakes ever. The refs pushed the Lakers over the Kings. The Los Angeles Lakers had won back-to-back NBA championships, but found themselves trailing 3-2 to the Sacramento Kings in the 2002 Western Conference Finals. Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal combined for 58 points in Game 5, but still fell short as Sacramento escaped with a 92-91 win. Ex-referee Tim Donaghy, who was in charge of Game 6, has since claimed that the NBA advised referees to influence the final outcome in certain matchups, and that this game was one of them. The Lakers shot 40 free throws, 27 of them in the fourth quarter, compared to the Kings' 25 for the entire game. To pull off a 106-102 win, they then went on to win Game 7, 112-106, and advanced to the NBA Finals. During the momentum-shifting Game 6, Bryant got away with elbowing Bibby in the face for no foul, and Shaq was allowed to toss Devonts around all night. Almost every 50-50 call went LA's way. Donaghy admitted to betting on games that he officiated while dealing with a gambling addiction in 2007, meaning that his word isn't the most reliable. But still, it doesn't take inside information to know the game was called in favor of the purple and gold.